Welcome back to the Mid-Year YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm revamping the shop, and I'm going to make a 2-story junkyard and clear up a lot of floor space in the shop, so be sure to stick around. I have a lot of work to do on the center field 65, but I'm starting to get a little overwhelmed with all the stuff in the shop. It's just getting a lot. There's just a lot of stuff everywhere, and the junkyard's kind of gotten all over the place, and I have a lot of equipment that just sits out in the middle of the floor and doesn't really have a home. Like, we have my dust collecting system over here, my camera tripod, floor jack, skates, jack stands everywhere, welder, engine hoist, other stands, my toolbox, that stand. And I started cleaning out my junkyard over here because anytime I need to find a piece of birdcage stuff, it's buried under everything else, whether it's all of my windshield pieces or it's a hinge pillar or part of a coupe roof section. And then if I need a piece of fiberglass, this whole rear tub is packed full of scraps of fiberglass, quarter panels, rear deck pieces, basically anything, floor sections, it's all packed in here. And then I have a whole stack of front floors over there, another roof back there, and then there's Camaro seats. There's just stuff everywhere right now. And I don't have any wall space because it's all occupied by tools lining up around here. And very soon I'm gonna have a car coming in here that I'm probably gonna have the body and chassis separated. So I need to have room to have one part of the car here, one part of the car here. So all of this needs to be open. So I had an idea last night and I ordered a couple shelves, and what we're gonna do is basically make a 2-story junkyard. I ordered these shelves last night and they showed up at like 8 o'clock this morning, which was pretty impressive from Lowe's. So these are my new Cobalt shelves. I think they hold like 1,500 pounds per shelf. So I can put, 3 Corvette bodies per shelf. That checks out. So I have both shelves assembled, and now I'm starting to lay out the framework for the upper deck. So the whole idea is I'm going to take some of this angle iron and make a beam that goes across the top, front and back, and then I'm going to attach some 4 pieces that go across to give us a floor, to give us something to lay stuff on top of, and then I have some more pieces of angle iron to add some X bracing in the back, so that way when there's weight on this, the shelves don't want to fold in. And I'll throw some gussets and some other sections in there, but it should be pretty simple. Just have a lot of steel here that I need to cut, clean up, and weld. So I'm going to start laying this up, and I'm not going to weld the frame right to this in case we want to break it down or shorten it or make it longer or whatever. So I'm just going to bolt the top shelf on, but the shelf itself will all be welded to itself. So that way it'll be in 3 pieces, each shelf and then this top piece. My multi-level junkyard is complete. So this really looks like a tool crib if you've ever been to like a commercial manufacturing plant, some large facility like that. So this is really nice because I am under 6 foot and I can walk under here with no problem. So basically just took 2 existing shelves and attached them together with a bunch of angle iron. And then I have two long pieces that I welded together in the middle, and I put a splice plate in the middle of that. And then I have 4 pieces of angle iron that run across, so that way stuff doesn't fall through. And then I have just a bunch of pieces of tubing in here just to fill stuff in to help add a little bit of strength to it, and also just so, again, stuff doesn't fall through. And then I added these big 6-foot pieces of angle iron, and that takes all the shimmy out of this thing. It also adds a lot of strength. You can hang from this, play monkey bars. I don't know, it's like a jungle gym, basically, is what I'm saying. So I have it pushed into the spot where it's gonna live, and it was actually kind of difficult to move because it's all very rigid. So that's a good thing. So now it's time to start filling this thing up. If you're looking to expand the space in your garage, you don't necessarily need to have a junkyard to do this. I mean, you could totally pull your lawnmower and put your leaf blower and a bunch of other equipment down in the center of this, and you could put, like, I don't know, Christmas ornaments up there or anything. Like anybody can use this setup because everybody's got stuff that they want to store away. So now this gives us a multi-level situation, and I made it wide enough in here. There's an 8-foot span between shelf to shelf that I can put Carl the cart in there full of birdcage pieces. I'll be able to put my welder under there, hopefully the engine hoist, all that big bulky stuff that just takes up space. I also saved the boxes from these things because this is really heavy cardboard and it's absolutely the perfect size to fit on there. And I'm just gonna start storing fiberglass in them, like hinge pillars. I've got a bunch of these, or latch pillars. I've got a bunch of these, so I'll have lefts and rights, and I'll do the same for hinge pillars, and then I'll do the same for rockers. So I've already put my rack to use, and it is mostly full. I did the transfer from that sketchy pallet over to Carl. I put all the bird cages on there, all the roof sections, rockers, windshield pieces, and A-pillars. I put the roof skins on top, and I have to put these bonding strips in this. I have a little bonding strip box now. I have all my rockers down low, lumber, latch pillars, other pieces of windshield frame. I have some of my jig pieces here, door hinges, brand new birdcage parts. I have a shelf here for the 65 Corvette. I have rear floors, front floors. Then I have floor jacks underneath. I wanted to raise the bottom shelf up so I could slide stuff underneath. So I have all my skates down there. Jack stands have a home, all these other tools, and now the Camaro has a couple shelves. And I left a couple holes here for parts. So in the boxes that these shelves came in, I filled them up with rockers and pieces of rockers, the fiberglass hinge pillars and latch pillars, as well as some front end pieces. I have a box for quarter panels, and then I just have a miscellaneous pile of fiberglass in case I need some random piece. So now I'm gonna put these boxes in these spots here. Hopefully they fit. But the whole idea with these boxes is just to keep everything as organized as possible. So it's all organized by side. I even have some brand new reproduction pieces in there. So I'm gonna distribute these so that way they stack and I don't damage anything. I'm gonna try to put them on top, and then I have to put my roof sections on top of everything. So the shop is pretty much put back to normal. Now that I have my new shelf set up over here, everything is pretty well cleaned up. It still could use a little bit of cleaning here and there. But I also wanted to show you some other systems that I have to try to keep the shop organized. So I got these 2 racks off of eBay. They're designed to hold air tools by like the little air fitting. And then I also hang other tools from it, like my heat gun and my angle grinder. So these things are on eBay. They're pretty inexpensive and they fit really well. They also fit perfectly between these 2 garage doors. And then from the same guy, I got some holders to hold my cordless tools. Just got some hooks to hold my clamps and other types of things, extension cords. And then from Harbor Freight, you can always get these little handy dandy little shelves. And now the toolbox isn't the most organized on top or on the side, but I know a lot of people don't do this type of thing because I've worked in other people's shops, but we try to have some of the important tools labeled here. So if you go into the screwdriver drawer, you know that you're gonna find the screwdrivers. In the plier drawer, I got these little Harbor Freight organizers here that work really well for like channel lock pliers and regular pliers. These guys that are spring loaded, they kind of don't fit as well, but overall, it lays out all your pliers so you know what you're grabbing, and I like to have it kind of organized by the length of them just because it looks more aesthetically pleasing. Sockets, you know, it's a little bit of a mess, but we like to keep everything on a socket rail or in its container just so it's easier to find. And then for wrenches, I got rid of some of the bigger, bulkier plastic holders, and I got these little guys from Harbor Freight, and they hold these nicely, plus they're nice and portable, so you can take all your wrenches with you on the go. So those are just a couple examples how to clean up your toolbox, because a clean toolbox means you'll get to your tools faster and you'll have a more organized project. And now that the shop is more organized, I can actually move around in here. We can set up workstations in the middle to work on either of the two cars. It makes it a lot easier, and now we have room for overkill to come back and get some work done on it. So plenty of room in the shop, and now I think we can really get going on some production here. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think about this idea or how you keep your shop organized. I'd love to hear it. Everybody has their own way to kind of keep their stuff organized or have organized chaos. But if you have any other ways that you like to organize things, let me know, because I'm definitely open for suggestions. I know they make racks similar to the air tool racks that I showed you for jack stands. And if we start running out of space again, I'll probably get that and hang the jack stands on the wall instead of putting them on the shelf to free up some more space. But right now we really don't need to do that. But let me know what you think about this rig. So far it's working really well. And I think if I get a lot of these other cars built on top, I might be able to put a firewall back on top of this thing, because we know they weigh about 400. Without doors, they'd probably weigh about 400 pounds. So we could definitely put one of those on the shelf. So we have plenty of room for storage in the shop, and we're ready for some high volume production, which I'll have coming here very shortly. So I got a lot of work to do, and I'll catch you guys later.